Second Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shah Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashim Kakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and shalom to the Akim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. I'm not going to go back to that. That's the feature scripture. I'm going to get Matthew. Salakia. Matthew 4 and 1, and I'm going to read down to 11. Okay. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him and said, If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh. Okay, so if you have to consider, okay, if you have to examine yourself, if you have to take thought in what's being taught to you, okay, all right, then there's a reason why you're considering. There's a reason why you're examining yourself. There's a reason why you have to consider. All right. All of these things are for a reason, man. You see? So that what I'm getting ready to get into is examining yourself as to whether you be in the truth. You know, that tower, you if you intend to build a tower, you have to consider the cost, right? You see? And you yourself are the tower. But the chief cornerstone is extremely necessary in building that tower. Okay? If you don't have the chief cornerstone, which is Yahweh Shai, then your tower is doomed. It's going to fall, brothers. You see? So in saying that, if you don't have the new covenant, if you're still stuck in the doctrines of men, okay, and not the doctrine that was sent here by Yahweh with his son, Yahweh Shai, okay, which is the new covenant, and that is being taught, the gospels, the good news, man. All right? If you're not teaching the new covenant, you might as well stop reading out of the New Testament. Because that's all that is talked about in there, man, for the most part. Okay? So you have to examine yourself. Don't allow. It's getting ready to get bad. It's getting ready to get interesting out here, brothers. And if you continue in the ways of these camps, I'm gonna put it that way. You know, and I hate to be really put people out there. I'm just saying it because we all know what's going on right now. If you're in Israel, you know what's going on. You're either teaching the new covenant or you're teaching the One West doctrine. Okay? And if you're not examining yourselves, okay, that tempter is not only the devil or Satan himself, the spiritual demon Satan, but the spiritual demon Satan is dealing with the so-called white man. And the spiritual demon Satan is dealing with men that call themselves camp leaders, man. Okay? All right? Yahweh Shai said it to one of his apostles. You are your father, the devil, man. All right? So you're deceiving these people. There are people out here that are deceiving you into believing what they're saying is true. But when we are talking about Yahweh Shai in the new covenant, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to allow you to take that. Let me go back up here. Yahweh Shai was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Okay. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. You're and let me continue reading. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth. Okay, aren't we the mouthpiece of Yahweh right now? Aren't the words of Yahweh proceeding out of the mouth of prophets? Okay, see y'all, y'all really don't see what's going on, man. You brothers that are in these camps, you brothers that are inside the camps and outside the camps looking in, hoping to be a part of that, man. You need to get the fuck away from these people, man. You know, the new covenant is not something that you want to push to the side and say, I'll look at that later. You better look at this now. Okay. All right. Every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh, then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple and saith unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge over thee concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. See, this is what's happening when if you say you're examining yourselves, okay, daily. I'm examining myself daily. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to tempt the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. How do we do that? By saying, I can keep the law perfectly when Yahushua was made a perfect sacrifice to give us liberty from that until the judgment come. You see? So this is what he's telling the devil, yo, man, I'm not going to tempt my father. All right? I'm not going to tempt him to catch me. All right, I'm not going to tempt him to say that I can do this my will, basically. All right, you see, yes, it does say that he will give his angels charge over us, man, but we still cannot tempt the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, that's where that liberty comes in. That's where that grace comes in. And if you are not in a new covenant, you don't have that liberty or that grace. You see, so you're tempting Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Salaki. All right, Yahushua said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Yahweh, man. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things I will give thee if thou wilt fall and worship me. And that's one of those 501c3 charter camps. And me and the brother Howard and Maccabees I was on the highway driving. It was pouring down, fucking raining, but we were, we were having a beautiful conversation about, you know, certain things that are taking place inside of Israel. You know, the 501c3s, and then you have Great Millstone. It has a lot of members sent into the apostles. Well, that's all good. You're supposed to get paid for what you're doing. There ain't no getting the fuck around it. He's supposed to get paid for what he's doing. IUIC is supposed to, but even though they're wicked as hell and they're going off with the 501c3, that's a contract with the so-called white man. They're supposed to get paid for teaching their people. I'm supposed to get paid for teaching my people. I'm not supposed to be at work. Okay. If I got 100, 200, 500 subscribers, those people that are listening to me and being fed, they should be feeding me too. But that's neither here nor there, man. It's just, we're not in that fucking world right now. Okay. But at the end of the day, we're not supposed to have any contracts with the so-called white man. If there are groups out there that have contracts in some other fashion, might I say, I'm not going to, I'm not going to try to accuse anyone. I'm not going to be a false accuser. But at the end of the day, how, you know what? That's a whole nother video. Let me continue because this is about examining yourself. Okay. All right. Let me do that. I'm Salakia. All right. Verse 10. Then saith Yahweh Shai unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, Yahweh, and him only shalt thou serve. Salakia. Verse 11. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. See, this is why a lot of you brothers don't understand that you have to get out here. You have to get away from certain individuals and certain spirits, okay? Because there's spirits that are out here hindering brothers, man, like it ain't shit. And y'all don't even see it, okay? All right? And if you don't understand that, then that's something that you need to look into, because the spirits that are out here right now are trying to sift you. Okay, the new covenant is not trying to sift. Well, yes, it is. Salakia. You know what I'm saying? The new covenant is a sifter. I'm sorry. It actually is, but it's not in a bad way. It's trying to get you to come into. It's trying to get you to come into what Yahweh Shai commanded. Okay, Yahweh Shai commanded us to learn and understand and teach the new covenant. Okay, so yes, it is a sifter. Salakia, I didn't mean to say it is not, but it is. Okay. So when we get into examining ourselves, we have to examine ourselves. We cannot sit in a group of 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 brothers, and discuss what may be the truth. Okay, we have to get into the spirit, and that's why Yahweh Shai went out into the wilderness for 40 days, man. Okay, because Yahweh Shai had to go and examine himself. He had to go and examine himself. That's why he was tempted. Okay, you see, when Yahweh Yahweh gave Yahweh Shai the doctrine. Okay, Yahweh Shai became a man. Yahweh Shai grew up. Yahweh Shai knew what his mission was, and then guess who came and tried to tempt him? Okay, he tried to get him to go against the doctrine that his father gave him, man. Okay, the devil came and said, "Hey, man, listen. If you just don't teach that. Just teach what's been being taught. Let's teach what the Sanhedrin. Let's teach what the Pharisees and the Sadducees have been teaching. You know, if you just bow down before me, basically, yeah, I'll give you the whole world, man. And this is what brothers think that's going to happen. The Most High has a program and a plan, and that program and that plan begins with the new covenant and going into what's getting ready to take place. And if you're not a part of the new covenant, you're going to be a part of that taking place, man. Okay? Because all hell is going to break loose. And if you don't have that covering, if you don't have that good news, that gospel, your ass is good as dead, man. All right? Proverbs 19 and 20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. We are at the latter end right now. This is why we stress to brothers that you have to come out of a circle. Get it, come out the circle. You guys see those memes, right? You guys see the memes where there's a bunch of people walking in one direction, and you have one person trying to walk in the other direction, and they're getting bumped and they're getting hit, and they can't move, like, you know what I mean, they really want to freely. You see, this is the brothers of the new covenant, man. We can't move freely. You know what I mean? We have to really be full, and we this is beautiful. This is spirit, because the brother was saying yesterday, the brother was basically going into how if we could be an asset, how much of an asset we could be to these other camps, man. How much of an asset could brothers that are teaching the new covenant be to groups like Great Millstone? How much of an asset? How many people do you think that we could attract to them teaching the new covenant? You see, so this is this is why you have to listen. You know, this is one of the reasons why brothers really have to listen to what is taking place right now. Hear counsel, receive instruction, that thou mayest be as wise in thy latter end. This is the end of what is has been taking place. Okay, this is the end of what the teaching of the new covenant, man. Okay, to the Jews, this is the end, man. All right. You know, a lot of brothers are out here trying to pour their hearts out to you, men, in these camps, but you know, to no avail. You know, so we have to examine ourselves and say, well, that's the Lord's will, man. You know, because we love y'all to death, man. I got a lot of respect for brothers and shit. All the one, a lot of the one. Now I ain't gonna say all. A lot of the one West camps. You know, I got a lot of respect for y'all, man. You know. But that doesn't mean I'm not supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. That wisdom, that fear of the Most High, that's where that begins. You see, I'm not gonna jeopardize myself, you know, to hold you up to the standard that you've been held up to, man. I'm not gonna do that shit no more, man. I can't. All right. So Lucky, I'm a little tired. You know, the brother knows. He was on the phone with me at like 10 o'clock last night when I was trying to get the fuck home from down the DC area, man. A 2 hour ride. And I'm glad I talked to that brother for a while because I was beat, man. Dead ass. 2 Peter 1 and 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. Okay? You got to give diligence. Okay? You got to make sure you're watching brothers' videos. You got to make sure that you're doing your videos. You got to make sure you're reading. You got to make sure that you're studying. You got to make sure you're praying. You know? And that brother said to me last night, he said, one thing for sure, your ass better be praying. You know? And that's real rap, man. You know, we're coming into a time where that and I said this a couple of weeks ago, that when you have a house full of people, let's say all hell breaks loose, and you got family members. I got certain individuals that are going to be coming, you know, either to my house or I'm going to be making it to somebody else's, but whatever the case may be. But when and I think about this all the time. When you're in that kind of situation, you may have people that don't necessarily believe. Okay, so in that case, if I always say to myself, if the spirit moves me, I don't give a shit if I have supplies, uh, or whatever, what have you, changes of clothes, what have you. And instead of me dealing with all them spirits, I'm not dealing with all them spirits, man. I'm not gonna do it. If the Most High puts on my spirit to get the fuck away from these people, man, that I thought were gonna be, you know, beneficial, I'm gonna get my ass away from them, and that's what we have. This is us examining ourselves, man. Okay. All right. 2 Peter 1 and 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. So, like I said, you know, read, watch the videos, pray. You know what I'm saying? Examine yourselves, man, as to whether you're in this truth. Because a lot of brothers think that they're in the truth because they have a doctrine. Okay? but you don't have the chief cornerstone. All right. You intended to build. You intended to build a building, and you never went and you never purchased the chief cornerstone. Okay, which is Yahweh Shai. All right. All right. Oh, 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not for your own selves how that Yahweh Shah Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. So we got to examine ourselves, man, daily. Are we reprobates? Do we have the doctrines of men? A lot of brothers have the doctrine of men, man. They have a curriculum. Okay, the curriculum is not the truth, man. The curriculum is not the gospels. The curriculum does not have the chief cornerstone. Okay, you see? Yeah, we know the name, okay, but the name is not only just the name; it's a reputation, okay, that comes along with that name. All right, how you carry yourselves. I was working on a video, the characteristics of a king. Okay, I don't have it anywhere close by because I wrote some stuff down. But the characteristics of a king. Okay, and if you have the characteristics of a king, and we're looking at Yahweh Shai and how he carried himself. Okay, how he examined himself, how he allowed himself to be a sacrifice for the children of Israel. You see, all right. These are the true characteristics of a king. All right, he loves his subjects. You see, and that's why he said that that's one of the commandments, that you love your brothers, man. You know, and there's a lot of brothers out there that exhibit hate on a regular basis. That's not the characteristics of a king, man. Okay, those are not the characteristics of a king. To hate your brother, to try to destroy them, to try to belittle them. Okay, regardless of what they're teaching. And what did Yahweh Shai say when the apostles said, "Hey, this man's over here, and he's casting out devils and teaching in your name"? And he said to them, he said, "Well, if he's not against us, yeah, if he's not against us, then he's with us, man. You know, so leave him alone." But you don't see that in certain men, man, out here. You don't see that in certain groups out here. Constantly on the attack, man. All right. So examine yourselves whether you be in the faith, and prove your own selves. You prove your own selves. You're building a tower. Okay. You are the ark. And a lot of you brothers are missing articles out of your ark, man. You have the tablets. Okay. You see? You have the tablets, which are the curriculum, but you don't have the hidden manna, and you don't have Aaron's rod. You don't have a priestly authority, man. You just have and you just have the what's that word I'm looking for? Um, the appearance, okay, of priestly authority. You see, you don't actually have it. That's why Yahweh Shai is only dealing with certain men. You know, because he's giving them the priestly authority to tell you about your damn self. Okay, so you got to prove your own self, man. Build your own tower. Get your own chief cornerstone. All right, you see, that's the reputation. That's those are the things that are attributed to being a king, man. Okay, you have to examine yourself. You have to choose whether you can build this tower and be able to finish it. Do you have what it takes to finish it? Okay, the chief cornerstone is going to allow you to finish it. And how do you obtain the chief cornerstone? By accepting the new covenant. Otherwise, you cannot finish your building. If you do finish it, it's going to crumble, man. It's going to fall to the ground. There's going to be no stability in it. Okay, the curriculum is not going to allow you to finish your building, man. The curriculum is not going to allow you to have all of the articles inside of your ark, man, of your temple, of your building. Okay, then Yahweh Shai say, "I'm going to tear this temple down and build it back in 3 days." That's us, man. You know, you have to have everything inside of your ark, man, in order for you to have that mark of exemption when all hell starts breaking loose. A lot of you brothers don't get that, man. All right. All right. Galatians 6:3. For if a man think himself to be something, okay, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. But let every man prove his own work. Let every man prove his own work. Okay? You all have to, if you want, if you're building your own temple, you have to prove your own work. If you're proving your own work, you're building your own temple. Okay? Where are you going to get, where do you purchase your chief cornerstone to prove your own work? Okay, I built this tower. I figured out what it was going to cost me. Okay, I'm going to get kicked out the camp. I'm going to get ridiculed. People are going to talk shit about me. I'm going to be one of the new covenant bug outs, the new covenant demons. Okay, I considered the cost of building. Okay, because you got a lot of men, like it just said, for if a man think himself to be something, he is nothing. He deceiveth himself. Okay, so when you consider the cost, okay, and you still want to, if you still want to stay over here, okay, in the curriculum, instead of saying, okay, this is what Yahweh Shah taught. He taught the new covenant. Okay, you're not considering the cost of being kicked out of the camp or being a new covenant bug out, new covenant demon, new covenant asshole. Okay, you're not considering the cost, man. So you're going to build your tower without a chief cornerstone. All right. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. No other man can get you into the kingdom, man. All right. The deep water on one side and the fire on the other, and a narrow path which only one man can pass at a time. Okay. You see, you gotta understand that you're really in this walk by your damn self, even though you have brothers, that you can communicate with. Yahweh the Maccabees is in Louisiana. I was on the phone with him about an hour and a half last night. I was coming back from DC area in the pouring down fucking rain, and all we talked about was scriptures. You know, that's that right there. We're not alone when it comes to that, but we're in this thing. We're in this thing by ourselves, man. We're building a tower, and we have to consider the cost. Are we going to be looked at as reprobates and not be the true reprobates, but be the men of the Lord? Is that what we're going to do? I'm going to consider the cost. I'm going to say that I'm a man of the Lord because of what I'm doing. I'm a man of the Lord because I'm teaching what Yahweh Shah taught, what Yahweh sent him to teach. Okay? I'm not, see, I'm going to keep reading, brother. For every man shall bear his own burden. Every man is going to bear his own burden, man. You brothers, man, you better examine yourselves. You really better. Goodness gracious. All right. One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. You ain't gotta break that down. Okay. If you're still if you're not fully persuaded in your own mind as whether the new covenant is relevant to the teachings right now. Okay. If you don't understand that, then you're in trouble. You know, if that's not if the new covenant isn't relevant, um, then you should stop. You should just stop reading the Bible because the new covenant is not only in the New Testament; it's in the Old too. Okay, it's in both. It's in the Old Covenant. It's in the Old Testament, Salakia. It's in the Apocrypha, and it's in the New Covenant or the New Testament, Salakia again. Okay. So if you're not fully persuaded in your own mind as to whether the teaching of the new covenant is relevant, because I don't hear anybody, and like I said last week, I said you can ignore the man, but at the end of the day, you cannot ignore the scriptures, man. The scriptures and the spirit that comes along with it is going to condemn your ass, man. Okay. You are going to be responsible for your words. You're going to be responsible for the things that you have done in this truth. Okay, no other man is going to pay for what you have done. Okay, if you follow the blind, or if the blind leadeth the blind, then they both shall fall into a ditch. So if you're following the blind, your ass is going to fall into a ditch. Okay, this is about you, brother. This is about your salvation. This isn't about the salvation of a whole fucking a platoon, bro. Okay. At the end of the day, yeah, an army fights together, and that's why it would be a beautiful thing if the men that were teaching the new covenant weren't being called bug outs, demons, and assholes. If this could be combined, if these brothers would invite us into the circle, which that's not going to happen because it's not the will of the Most High, but that would be a beautiful thing because a lot of people would come into this thing, man. Okay, because that's where a lot of the arguments are at. That's where a lot of the division is at. Okay, you see, because that's what keeps a lot of our people from coming in. But since this, and when me and the brother talked about this last night, since this has been taught to the Jews, since this has been taught to the those brothers that are in this truth, man, the One West doctrine men, okay, since this has been taught to them, all they have done is denied it and ignored it. Okay, so now the teaching is going to go to the Gentiles, Israelites that don't know that they're Israel, or they do know, but they didn't have a reason to come into this thing. But now it's getting ready to get so bad that they're going to have a reason to look for answers. Okay, and the only people that are going to have answers suitable for the majority of the people are the new covenant, man, the salvation that comes along with it. Okay. Because fear mongering is fear mongering, but the new covenant offers a comfort, man. It offers liberty in the hell that's getting ready to take place here. You know? All right. So Romans 12:3. For I say through the grace given unto me to every man that is among you, not to think himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly according as Yahweh hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. You see? The Most High Yahweh has dealt the measure of faith to every man. Okay? That's you as an individual. That's you walking on that narrow path between the deep water and the fire. You see? There's no in between, brothers. All right? You're either in the liberty and the grace that Hamashiach Yahushua Salakia. gave to us through the shedding of his blood? Are you still in the I'm tempting the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and saying that I can save myself if I can keep just these 5, 10 laws, man? If you can't, if you can't keep them all, you can't keep any, bro. Okay, this is where Hamashiach Yahushua gave us liberty. Okay, he atoned for those things. All right. Yes, we are supposed to observe. Okay. Yes, we are supposed to practice. Okay, but Hamashiach Yahushua gave us grace and liberty to be saved, man. Not through the law, but through the liberty of his blood, man. The blood, the water, and the spirit. Okay. All right. So we all have that measure of faith, brother. All right. All right. 1 Corinthians 12:27. Know ye are the body of Hamashiach, and members in particular. And Yahweh has set some in the church first, apostles, secondarily, prophets, thirdly, teachers, after the miracles, then gifts of healing, helps, governments, diversities of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Okay. So not all of us have the same office, man. But we are of one body, okay, of a Mashiach Yahweh. We're not all prophets. We're not all. Let me read that again. Okay, Salakia. All right, not apostles, prophets, teachers. Okay, there's the different offices, man. Miracle workers. We're not all. We don't all have the same office. Okay, this is the faith that was distributed by Yahweh to every man. Okay, these are the offices distributed by Yahweh to every man. You see, we're not all going to be on deep. We're not all going to be super deep. We're not all going to have understanding of every single thing, man. There are some that do. That's their office. You see. But at the end of the day, us being a body, you know what I mean? We're individual parts of that body. You know, we all have a purpose in the body. You see, shit. Even the curriculum had a purpose in the body. You know, but if your right hand or your right arm offends you, then you got to cut it the fuck off. You see. You know, and there's a lot of brothers that are offensive, man. You see, and they have to be cut off from the body. And the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, like I said earlier, is going to cut those members off from the body because they've offended, man. Okay, they've offended those men that are teaching the new covenant, so that the new covenant could come into its fulfillment, man. Okay. So that's one of the things that's getting ready to take place. I said it earlier, you know, how the Jews were taught the new covenant and they rejected it. That's an offense. So they have to be that body part has to be cut off. Okay. And we know that the Most High can replace that body part. And he will. You see? So, yeah, man, you brothers better get ready, bro. It's getting ready. It's getting ready to you brothers are getting ready to see some changes here in Israel soon. I'm just telling you. All right. All right. 2nd Ezra 7 and verse 7. The entrance therefore is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like it's there if there I just said this. Like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go at once. You see, a whole body with different members. Okay, all right. And if one of those members offends, it's going to be cut off and replaced. All right. And that's what's getting ready to take place. And again, you have to examine yourself. What part of the body are you, man? What is your duty? Okay. Are you've attended you've intended to build a tower, okay, and you didn't count the cost. You still a part of that member that's getting ready to get cut off? Because there's a member of that body that's getting ready to get cut off, man, and you need to you need to attach yourself to another part of the body, okay? And that's the only way you can do that is through a Mashiach Yahushua. You're building your tower. You have to get that chief cornerstone, which is the new covenant, and Yahweh, the blood of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Okay, that's the chief cornerstone that you need. Okay, to build your tower properly. Okay, to be a part of that member or be a member of that body part that is okay. It's not. It hasn't offended. If you don't come out of that offense, okay, before that body part gets cut off, then you're going to be you're going to be cut off, man. Okay, you're not gonna make it. I'm just telling you. Oops. Isaiah 43:2. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers thou shalt not overflow. Yeah, so let me start that again. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. What did I just say about the deep water on one side and the fire on the other? And you're on a narrow path, man. So we know that that chief cornerstone is extremely important. Walking on that narrow path, okay? And that's you examining yourself, man. You know, that's you having faith. I'm not going to drown and I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to burn. Okay. And what did the scripture say? Isaiah 43:2. Thou passest through the waters, I'll be with thee. That's Yahweh. And through the rivers, thou shalt not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned. You see? The deep water is not going to affect you. The fire is not going to affect you as long as you have Hamashiach Yahweh. Covered in the blood, man. Repent, be covered in the blood of Mashiach Yahushua. You can't repent and be covered in the blood and still be in the old covenant, man. Okay? You can't build a tower. You cannot build a tower and say you're going to finish it without a chief cornerstone. It's not going to happen. Okay? It's just not going to happen, brothers. You see? Mark 9:38. And John answered him, saying, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, and he followeth not us, and we forbade him because he followeth not us. But Yahushua said, Forbid him not, for there is no man which shall do a miracle in my name that can lightly speak evil of me. For he that is not against us is on our part. If you're not against Hamashiach Yahushua, if you have that chief cornerstone, if you have not offended, okay, the teaching of the new covenant, you know what I'm saying? Then there's no reason for us to forbid you from teaching. There's no reason for you to be for that member to be cut off from the body, man. But like I said, if you've offended, you know, okay, if you're not teaching a Mashiach Yahushua, if you're not teaching the new covenant, okay, then you're going to be cut off. You're going to be cut off. You can bet your ass on that. Okay. First Corinthians 5:7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Hamashiach our Passover is sacrificed for us. Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. Let me read 7 and 8 again. Okay? Listen. All right? Because a lot of you brothers, man, that are offending. Okay? A lot of you brothers that don't want to examine yourselves. Okay? You're not gonna go into the kingdom in a fucking group. Okay? You're not gonna walk past the deep water and the fire in a group. Okay? It's not gonna happen, man. The scriptures are clear. There's only room for one man. Okay. The Most High said he gives out talents, being a prophet, an apostle, a teacher, a miracle worker, to each man. Okay. Each man is building his own tower. Okay. You're building your own tower, and you have to consider whether you have what it costs to finish. Okay. And that's through the Spirit. Okay. So I'm going to read this again. You see? So listen. All right. Purge out therefore the old leaven. Okay. Not the doctrine of men. Okay. Purge the doctrine of men out, man. All right. Purge out the Christian church. Okay. Purge out just the wickedness in itself, man. You have to purge all of the leaven out. You have to come back to a pure doctrine, which is the new covenant. Okay, which is teaching love, which is teaching comfort, man, in the times that are coming. Okay, which is teaching sincerity. I'm going to read that again. The bread of sincerity, man. That's talking about the new covenant, man. That's the bread is the provision given to us by the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit will give us the sincerity, man, that we need to teach this thing properly. All right. So purge therefore the old out. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump. Okay. This is 1 Corinthians 5:7 and verse 8. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump. Okay. This is talking about you can be a new lump. Okay. You have to examine yourselves. Or am I a new lump? Or do I still have leaven in me? Okay. And that leaven is not talking about yeast. It's not talking about a physical bread. This is a spiritual thing, man. Okay. As ye are unleavened, for even Hamashiach our Passover. Okay. That's a Mashiach, Yahushua is our Passover. Okay. Is sacrificed for us. You see? All right. Therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven. Let us keep it not with old leaven. What is the new leaven? The new covenant. Okay, coming into the new covenant. Okay. All right. Examine yourselves, brothers. You got to come out of that. You got to come out of that bullshit that you believe is the truth, man. As far as the One West doctrine, there's leaven in that doctrine, man. That's why they ain't touching the new covenant right now. That's why they're not. That's not. That's why they're not saying a goddamn thing. Okay, you brothers better wake the fuck up, man. I'm telling you. Therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven. Okay, not with that. Not with that. The curriculum, man. The new leaven, the be unleavened is with the new covenant, man. All right. Neither with the leaven of malice, okay, and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread, okay, of sincerity and truth. You see? So you guys better get your heads out your ass, man. All right, Luke 14. Oh, Salagi, I think I came right back. I said Luke 14 and 10. I don't know why that popped up. All right. All right, Luke 14 and 10. But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee come, he may say unto you, or say unto thee, friend, go up higher, then thou shalt have a worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee. You got to take the low seat, man. That's get rid of that pride. Stop being proud. I'm in this group or I'm in that group. You niggas can't tell us shit. We got the 100% truth. Okay? You got to go sit your ass in the low seat, man. All right? You're going to have to humble yourselves, man, in order for the Most High to give you the understanding, man. I'm just telling you. You're not going to get it any other way. You're just not. Okay? And if you're continuing with that, I got the 100% truth shit. You know what I mean? The One West doctrine. Okay, nobody's talking about the new covenant, man, in these videos, man. It's a bunch of nonsense that I'm seeing going on a lot of these brothers' channels, man. I'll read the title and say, man, what the fuck are they talking about? You know, the importance of the new covenant, man, is above and beyond every fucking thing that's going on right now. You know, yes, prophecy has to be taught. You got prophets, okay? You got apostles, you got teachers, you got miracle workers. Didn't I read that earlier? Every man has an office, okay? You brothers better get your shit together, man. Matthew 16 and 6. I'm going to read down to 12, okay? Then Yahushua said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven, okay? What did I just read about leaven, man? You gotta become a new lump. This is you. You are the building. You are the tower. You have to consider what the cost is going to be when you go to build it, man. When you go to make that lump, when you go to make that bread without leaven, okay? All right, you gotta consider the cost, man. Am I going to be called a bug out, a demon, an asshole because I don't put leaven in my bread? You see? All right. All right. Take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, or the Sadducees. Okay? The Sadducees. And they resent and they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread. Which when Yahushua perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? Do ye not yet understand, neither remember the 5 loaves and the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves or the 4,000, and how many baskets ye took up? How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, okay, physical bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees? See, it was a parable, okay? The bread, the bread that he was breaking up, okay? This was talking about the leaven, okay, of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, man. You see? Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine. This leaven, okay? The doctrines of men are the leaven of men, okay? One West doctrine is full of leaven, man. Okay? They're not teaching the new covenant. They're not becoming unleavened uh, uh, by teaching the new covenant, man, and accepting the new covenant. They still have a lot of leaven in their doctrine, man. Okay? This is what this is talking about, man. You got to beware of that. This is why the new covenant is very important, to get rid of that leaven. So you brothers that are part of that body part, man. Okay, like I said, you got prophets, you got apostles, you got teachers, you got miracle workers, you got helps. Okay, and if you're not, if you, if you're not coming away from the doctrine, okay, that leaven, that doctrine that's full of leaven that belongs to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, okay, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble, man. You're a part of that. You're a part of that body part that is going to be removed, man. You're offending. If your right arm offends you, then cut it off. Okay. This is what the Most High is getting ready to allow His Son to do through the Spirit, man. He's gonna allow that body part, okay, those that offended, those that are still full of leaven, okay, that doctrine still full of leaven to be cut off. You see? So this is why you have to examine yourself as to whether you're in the truth. And you brothers don't have a lot of time, man. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Kabadash. Again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and Shalom to the Akim, Aquathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom.